Good afternoon, Afro friends and family. Welcome to another edition of Afro News at Noonish. My name is Alexis Taylor. It is June 2nd, y'all, 2025. This year is flying by, but we're happy to be here opening up Black Music Month. We're here to talk about some headlines and some news that caught our attention over the weekend. Miss Tashi McQueen will let you go first.
Yes, I recently was able to speak with several Baltimore City officials from the Department of Planning about Mayor Scott's Clean Cores initiative, which aims to address illegal dumping and vacancies in Baltimore's long plagued with blight neighborhoods. And it's actually making some strides. Since its launch in 2023, the program has transformed over 11,000 vacant lots. It has serviced nearly 15,000 alleys and removed 1,500 tons of trash, making previously impassable areas accessible once more. As well, a recently rolled out initiative under Clean Course called the Clean Community Challenge was inspired by the Afro Clean Block program, which was started and ran by the Afro in 1934. So that was fun to learn about. And through this challenge, the residents proposed neighborhood beautification projects and the intention to foster local pride and participation in cleanup efforts in the city. So definitely go check that story out and learn more about this initiative and how it's expanding. And as well, over through last week, starting on May 28th, the Baltimore City Council began the final stages of approving the fiscal year 2026 budget, barring any surprises from the federal government. Um, Last week, the council started the series of hearings where they're hearing from city agencies about their top budget priorities and concerns, as well as some of the council's top concerns this budget season is filling vacant positions and addressing rising overtime costs. Council President Zeke Cohen noted that Rec and Parks general fund overtime rose from 2.3 million in 2023 to 2.8 million in 2024. So the council hearings are scheduled to end on June 4th, and you can tune into those hearings via the Charm TV live stream. As well, we will have coverage, so definitely be on the lookout for that.
Thank you for that, Tashi. And I want to go back to the story you were speaking on before the Afro Clean Block campaign. I love it. I love to see people bringing back different iterations of the program because blight really does impact our communities. I, I mean, I know how I feel when I am in a community that has trash and there's debris everywhere, there's blight, boarded up homes, and then to see how better you feel just with someone coming through and picking up the trash. So I encourage everyone, if there is an initiative that is working to keep your community clean, absolutely join it. Get out there yourself. Maybe you don't need to join a group. Just get out there with some gloves and a trash bag. It really does impact the mental health of the community as a collective. You feel better when your neighborhoods and your streets and your alleys are clean. So big ups to them for working with Afro Charities. I saw the emails going back and forth about how they were going to pay homage to the Afro Clean Block, but also have this new program. So kudos to them for putting the neighborhoods of Charm City first and just making sure that we are moving into the summer with clean blocks. So I'll pick up here. I had an opportunity to go to the Roots picnic, y'all. I'll start off with the high notes. Again, it is Black Music Month. This is a month where all throughout June, we're going to be talking about the Black artists, the Black creatives who really do their part when it comes to Black culture. I mean, the range of artists that I saw at the Roots picnic, it was amazing. I was there on day one. I braved the rain and the lines to make sure that we had some coverage of it. So check that out on afro.com a little bit later this week. But it was just a beautiful event. On the second day, I will say it was a little bit better. The second day, you really got the feel of the festival. You got the weather that really made it so you could actually enjoy the different stages and the different offerings. On day one, I got to see Glorilla. I got to see Tim's. We could not stick around to see Maxwell. I wanted to see Maxwell so bad, but by the time it started raining for a third time, y'all, I had to take it in the house so I could be healthy this week to report on it. So it was just a beautiful event. All those Black people, the Black hairstyles, the Black fashion that we saw, all of that will be in this week's edition. So yes, thank you to Roots Picnic. This was my first time. I will be back. I'm gonna give them another chance, y'all. But the lines on day one, I saw it with my own eyes. People who had arrived, I arrived at 2. Everyone in my party didn't get through the gates until 5:30, and it was, it was a little tense in the lines. People paid for the general admission plus, people, which was over $400. People paid up to $1,400 for some of the more expensive tickets where you were supposed to be able to skip the lines, but you got there and ended up waiting in a longer line for hours. So I saw it with my own eyes. We'll have a full report, but main thing is that I just saw Black talent shining. On the second day, I got to see Adam Blackstone. I got to see Jagged Edge. Y'all, I was in high school all over again, thinking about getting married. It was beautiful. I got to see just so many different, I mean, again, the range in acts. There was 2 Chainz, there was Black Thought. So it just really showed how expansive Black creatives are in their offerings to the culture. So make sure you check out afro.com for that. Miss Megan Sales, you have some politics, some political news for us. What do you have?
Yeah, so our own Governor Wes Moore was a featured speaker at the South Carolina Democratic Party's Blue Palmetto Dinner on Friday, May 30th. The weekend was really meant to serve as a momentum builder for the Democratic Party as the 2026 midterm elections approach. We know a big criticism of the Democratic Party, right now is that there isn't really a clear leader, that there isn't centralized, kind of action in the party. And that was a criticism throughout, the 2024 election as well. But during his remarks, Governor Moore told members that the country was in perilous times right now. He called on them to act with the urgency of civil rights icons like Martin Luther King Jr. He said that, the Democratic Party can't be a party of no and slow. It needs to be a party of, yes and now. We need to be focused on being a party of action, and really just making good on the promises that the party kind of makes. But our reporter, Kevin McNair, has more on afro.com, as you can see right there. I think another question that, his appearance at this dinner has kind of just added to this conversation of whether Wes Moore will run for president. He has maintained that that is not a part of his plans. But people are definitely interested, and some people are encouraging him to maybe toss his hat in the ring. But yeah, definitely head to afro.com, as you can see, to check out more of that coverage. And then the other thing that I just wanted to note is an upcoming event for our nonprofit partner, Afro Charities. They're going to be hosting their annual fundraiser at Chungale in Baltimore on June 7th at noon. The theme of the fundraiser is wildest dreams, and that just comes from the quote that we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. If you don't know Savannah Wood, who is the executive director of Afro Charities, she is a descendant of the Murphy family. The Murphy family founded the Afro, and now she is taking care of the Afro's archives, safeguarding and protecting them. So she really is a manifestation of her ancestors' wildest dreams herself. But yeah, the event is just going to be raising money for Afro Charities operating costs as it continues to, again, curate and care for the Afro's historic archival collection, which documents more than 130 years of Black history and Black life. As you know, we've talked about this before on Afro News at Noon. We have just broken ground on the Upton Mansion where we're going to be moving and where the archives are going to be available to the public. So we really just want to make sure that Afro Charities has the staff and all the tools to continue, making that dream a reality. Another thing I just want to note, especially at a time where we've seen the Smithsonian be under attack by our president, we've seen, for years now, Black books, Black history be attacked, restricted. This is just important. When I was speaking with Savannah, she was just saying how important it is that we have control over our own archives, our own history, that it's independent, that you can't go take something off of a website or remove something out of an exhibit. So it's just really important that we, support their work. So definitely come out to that if you can, and check out Afro Charities Instagram, because they have actually an auction live right now that's part of the fundraiser. If you're looking to get some new art for your house or a business, it's from local artists. So definitely something to think about doing this weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you, Megan. And I love to support Afro Charities. They are doing amazing work over there. I cannot wait to be in the same building with them each day and have the archives on site with our news team. All right. That concludes another edition of Afro News at Noonish. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.